Question everything, trust nothing. It's your boys, Keeper and
Crusader. What's going on, boy?
We have overtaken someone special in the crypto space's apartment. I don't know where he is. He might be still
doing here?
Oh!
What's up?
Evan Aldo in the house, letting us overtake his space today. Thank you, Evan, for having us, brother. Super excited about the show. Obviously going to be a little bit different feel today, okay? We're down in Miami, down here, having some fun, but we're going to do it. We're going to have the stream. Listen, as a reminder, we've got Flipper Hodl coming tomorrow. Okay,
$2,900, baby.
$2,900 on the line. So we're going to do that tomorrow, but we're going to spin the wheel today for who's going to win. So if you are on that wheel, make sure that you stick around because we're going to spin that wheel later. Every dollar of a super chat, and we'll still take the super chats today. Every dollar of a super chat gets your name on the wheel one time. So yeah,
last chance for super chats. This is it, and $2,900 is on the table.
That's right. It is a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Normally we would be doing Trading Wars. However, like I said, traveling. So here we are. We're going to, spin that wheel for Flipper Hodl. Also, what's on the news today? We got some interesting stuff, right?
We got JP Morgan talking about shutting Bitcoin down. We've got Bitcoin supply drying up on exchanges. And I believe JP Morgan wants a spot ETF of their own.
Yeah, he's been a crook for a long time. He's going to continue to be a crook. So smash that like if you are on board with JP Morgan being an absolute crook. Also, if you want to trade underneath us at ZoomX, shout out to ZoomX for being a great partner through all of Trading Wars. You can use our link down below. It's one of the ways that you can support the stream. Let me jump into the chat, see how everybody is doing. Well, Iconic Nick Crypto was first in the house, or at least that I can see. Says, how much is being won on Flipper Hodl today? A big fat 0. However, like I said, we will be drawing for that. So, Nick, thank you for being here as always. Let's see who else is in the house. Eric Wallen in the house. Crypto Pennies, Red Elephant, Green Day Profits, Mike Lowry. Good to see you, bro. Thank you guys for all of your support. Green Day Prophet says, Evan Aldo is everywhere. Yesterday with Paul Barron and today with the bros. Matthew Barnes says, LFG, let's get it. All right, let's get into it. Let's kick it off. Let's check out the little coin market caps, check out where everything is. If you haven't been paying attention, we're going to update you now. The global market cap is at 1.6 trillion with the T dollars. That is down nor up, at least according to CoinMarketCap. 0.0. Okay, now we got to move. $1.59 trillion. Bitcoin's at 43,244, pretty flat. ETH, same thing, pretty flat, 2340. Rolling down through the top 10, ladies and gentlemen, things are pretty flat. Cardano, just pretty much dead flat. Dogecoin down a little bit over 1%.
Wait, what's ETH at?
ETH is at 2340. It's up 0.1%, but it's up.
That's only in the last hour.
24 hours.
That was
hours.
You've got he's got the 1 hour, the 24 hour, and the 7 days. I apologize. I was looking at the hourly. Bitcoin's down 1.7%. Let's try this again. ETH up 3.32%. Everything else down or up a couple percent, depending on where we're at. XRP fam, put them up. 1.82% in the green, baby. Cardano up 1%. Dogecoin down almost 5%, and Avalanche down about 3.3%. All right, you know what, Evan? Let's kick it off with you, brother. I think, let's have you. I know with Bitcoin, a lot of times people don't compare Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they don't understand the importance. Right. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. Why don't you jump in here and show us some TA love?
Yeah, let's look at the charts right now. So it's exciting for Ethereum right now, and I'm in Ethereum. One of my trades is Ethereum long. Let me see if I could find the. I'll just go. Where's my?
I think you're in the other window. Totally. I think.
I'll just share the entire kind of screen, and then we'll go to our trading view right here. And what we could look at, the first thing we want to look at is ETH versus Bitcoin, which is hitting a major area. This pocket right here. This is the low in 2022, the June low. We're forming what could be a double bottom pattern right here. And we got that reaction. Look at that reaction from yesterday. A big jump up. Now ETH just jumped up 5% against Bitcoin, 5% right there. And, you're getting some signs that hopefully we could be bottoming out against Bitcoin. Late in 2019, that's when ETH bottomed out against Bitcoin last time. As you can see,
sorry to interrupt
2019.
you, but for the people, what does it mean when big ETH bounces against Bitcoin?
That means it's starting to outperform Bitcoin. That means if you're owning Ethereum as opposed to owning Bitcoin, you would be doing better.
Okay.
That's basically what it means. So essentially, right here, ETH is now bled about 40% against Bitcoin on sale, 40%.
That's
And
on sale.
yeah. And, right last time we were late 2019, right here, similar to what we're seeing in the 4-year cycle, 400% against Bitcoin. Now, potentially, what I'm hoping for, peak in the next bull run, we could come up
400%.
200%. Hopefully. I don't know about 400.
Like
who knows? I don't know. But, you don't want to be
So
too crazy.
where does that put Ethereum?
So Ethereum, right? 200% against
I guess it depends
Bitcoin.
on where Bitcoin
I would say, if Bitcoin, let's say Bitcoin doubles or triples from here. We're at the low hundreds, close to there. Ethereum would be 200%. I believe that would be a 4x. We'd be looking at an $8,000 Ethereum. Now, I don't know
be about
the math.
$9,000.
Yeah, something around there, which was what I would be looking at, which would make a lot of sense. Here. ETH approaching this big fib level. This is don't hunt my first take profit, but this is with the first place I'm looking to take some profits on a trade. And if we look at some of these low time frames, nice little juicy trigger wave right here under 10-minute, that could be a nice run up right to 2382 big fib level. So that's really exciting right now. Other thing I'll show you real quick, and this is good for all the altcoins. Bitcoin dominance is starting to drop down a bit here, which if you're seeing a Bitcoin that goes more sideways, say Bitcoin goes more sideways at these levels, what could happen? People get bored with Bitcoin. What are they going to buy? They're going to buy ETH. They're going to buy altcoins, NFT, Dogecoin, you name it. So maybe we get a little bit of a drop down for Bitcoin dominance. And then we get one final push up for Bitcoin dominance when we finally do see a pullback, whether it's a pullback from 48K, a pullback from here, whenever that may happen. But, I do think altcoins can do well in the short term. Bitcoin dominance, we'll see what happens, maybe up to 56, 57%. But in the grand scheme of things, I think it's a good time to generally get into alts. I think it's a good time to generally get into crypto.
Let me ask you another question about Bitcoin. Talk about Bitcoin going sideways.
Yeah.
If Bitcoin goes sideways here at 43, 44, even in the 40 range, does that build more strength for Bitcoin to push to a higher price here? Or does that build, maybe potential weakness? We can't get past 43 and then we see some type of rejection. How do you
all of the above, it could go either way. Obviously, if you hold a level, that's generally pretty bullish. If you don't reject fiercely from a level, if you hold a general level, that's pretty bullish. If we do go sideways, you need consolidation generally on the way up. It's not healthy to just go straight up in one parabolic direction. Obviously, the last time we saw a parabolic run up back here in 2020, what happened after that? I mean, you did make a higher high, but it was generally kind of, you needed that correction to come in. So I would say that ultimately Bitcoin going sideways, if anything goes sideways, either going to break upward more or break downward. I would guess kind of more upward after, just given, the circumstances. We are in an uptrend. I would like to look at other things. We're not seeing anything too bad in some of these larger timeframes. Also, the thing that would signify some consolidation, then a break upward, is this confirmed green dot now on the 5-day. That's, and your money flow is still kind of coming up. This could take its large time frame, take some days to happen, maybe even weeks, come up a bit more, then finally get a jump up to, get a jump up to potentially this 52K area sometime.
No.
But 48K, just 48K is another big place. I don't have it drawn out, but see this wick right here? Yeah. 2022 high essentially for Bitcoin at 48K is going to be huge freaking
huge level.
Yeah, so
I think 48. Thank you, Evan. I think 48K is definitely, we're stopping there. I don't want to be losing my ETH, my position on ETH. Let me
50K all the way, baby.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I'm in a 1 ETH bet with Mr. Bleaves, and he actually texted me earlier today and was basically, trying to rub a little salt in the wound, acting as if, we're already to 50. But Bleaves, if you're watching, bro, we're not there yet. Okay,
it's going to go to 49 and then
49.8, 49.996, and then going to reject. Yeah, so shout out to the chat. If you guys have not already smashed the likes, smash the likes. Obviously, make sure you're following Evan. I mean, after all, he's sharing his space with us today. Shout out to him. Make sure you're following him. And guys, Flipper Hodl tomorrow. We're going to remind you probably 10 times today. If you are not already on the wheel, we're still taking names for the wheel. Every dollar super chat, put your name on that wheel. We're going to pick that person today. I hope the person's on the stream. We were talking about this earlier. We only have like a one-day turnaround. So like if you stick around, especially if your name is on that wheel, please, because we want to be able to.
Or hit us up on the Discord quickly. Jump into the Discord, pull up the QR code for it. Jump
Here's
into
the Discord, guys.
And make sure you communicate with us so we can get you on the show tomorrow, 3:00 p.m.
Yeah, make sure that you guys are in the Discord because that is going to be how we're going to communicate with you. So good luck to everybody on that.
If not, then you'll still be the person, but we're going to have another influencer play for you.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure that out. So hopefully you guys, somebody on the stream is going to win today. I'm looking forward to that. All right. Also, I had one more thing of house cleaning, I think. We still got some NFTs. The NFTs are, let me just pull it up real quick. I know the season is over, but we still have, maybe, there they are. We still have our NFTs. Those are 0.1 Ethereum. Those are going to be of all the traders from season 2. If you get myself or Crusader, you're automatically on Flipper Hodl, and that number is going to get exponentially higher until somebody obviously wins the big payout. And if you get the winning trader, which we have not announced yet, same thing, you'll get on there. You'll also get whatever that trader is offering. So make sure to check out those NFTs. Plus, they're dope NFTs too, and it's kind of a commemorative thing for all that we're doing with Trading Wars. All right. Let's dive in. We got a little bit of news. Let me ask you this, Crusader. I'm going to pull a little bit of this article first. We've been talking Bitcoin, obviously. We're talking about the price action. Bitcoin may surpass 50K, says CryptoQuant. Okay. Like I said, don't want to lose my Ethereum, but I'll listen. A CryptoQuant community member, Poppy, shared that Bitcoin supply on centralized exchanges is back to 2017 levels for the first time. They wrote, "We are in the 45th month of diminishing supply. Bitcoin supply on the exchanges, according to CryptoQuant." Oh, yep. I started to read the same thing. Nope. We're going to.
The chart just shows right there. The chart shows the diminishing returns. I mean, the diminishing supply of Bitcoin on exchanges coming down, right? And we're about to be heading possibly into the biggest bull run ever, right? Talking about possible.
So why do you say it? Why is all of this supply? Obviously, people are going to say, well, supply and demand. But I just think that there's more to it than that. Why are you saying that it's so important combined? Like, is there other things happening in the space for people that don't know?
Well, yeah, I mean, no, lower Bitcoin supplies on exchanges, obviously supply and demand increases price. We've got the ETFs coming on board, right? That means they're out there buying Bitcoin off the miners, off OTC deals from the big exchanges or whatever. So you're going to see less and less Bitcoin, higher and higher prices when the little bit you can buy on exchanges. And we're not even in the bull market yet, right? We're still in the bear market. When that happens, imagine the FOMO that we had in 2021, the FOMO that was in 2017, and the supply on Bitcoin was a lot higher. We didn't have massive institutional players. We didn't have all these things happening. Now with the supply being so low, right before these catalyst events even take place, it's going to big boom for Bitcoin. I mean,
yeah. One of the beautiful things with Bitcoin is the idea of the halvening. Every 4 years, we're cutting that supply in half. With fiat currency, I was talking to somebody about this, I think it was yesterday. With fiat currency, they just get to decide, okay, well, we're going to print more money. We're going to send it overseas. We're going to do – listen. Okay, you're not going to print more Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that's going to be mined is going to be mined, and that is going to extrapolate out over, I think there's still 130 something years before we actually
get the
last Bitcoin. It's going to be a long time, right? Well, that just intrinsically gives it value. And when you've got you have so many companies, so many people, big institutions all saying, hey, this is the real deal. Now, also smaller and smaller and smaller amount of supply. I mean, it's just a recipe for absolute success.
Yeah,
it is.
Like in the future, in the next 5 to 6 years, I believe by the end of 2030, we're not going to be talking in Bitcoin terms. I think we're going to start talking in Satoshi terms because there's not enough supply for people to be talking full Bitcoins. Prices of Bitcoin is going to be too high. People are going to have to start learning how to convert over to, hey, this many Satoshis means this much money right now. And we're going to have to start converting into that. It's just the supply isn't there. And that's what makes it the hardest asset ever created. and the institutions know that now.
That'll be an interesting conversation. Okay, so you look back, we were talking earlier about smartphones, right?
Yeah.
And how our lives were so much different before smartphones. Evan, we were talking about how, landlines, and I was like, wait a minute, you're not even old enough to remember that. But amazingly, you are. Life has just changed exponentially, and now we're talking about it with our money. Back in the day, everybody was writing checks. Now people are using Zelle, and they're just digitally transfer of money. Now we move over into Bitcoin, and we're talking about central bank digital currencies. Obviously,
Checks,
skip some
cards.
stuff, right? Yeah. I'm just fast forwarding, and we get to the point where we're at now, and we have this digital money. Now, the next step, actually talking in Satoshis. Do you legitimately think that people are going to be speaking in Satoshis?
They'll have to, because people are not going to be talking about, half a Bitcoin or 2 Bitcoins. That number is not going to be thrown around. Those numbers are going to be so high.
Because they're going to be huge.
It's going to be huge, right? They're talking about 1 Bitcoin possibly being $500,000,
and they're not going to speak in fractions.
And nobody's going to talk in fractional numbers of Bitcoin, because the fraction is going to be so tiny. Oh yeah, I got 0.00003 Bitcoin. What's that?
Yeah.
So it doesn't work. So
there's going to be speaking in
Satoshis.
That'll be a really interesting idea. Just that mindset shift. But
it's going to be a hard one, but it's just going to be the most logical thing at the time with how prices are.
It's going to be awesome if that happens.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
So 100 million Satoshis per Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big mind converter for people.
And each Satoshi will be worth $1. $100 million Bitcoin, baby. Let's go.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be a beautiful thing. But I think if the numbers looked like that, it would mean that our inflation continued at an exponential rate, and we are absolutely screwed. Just like Venezuela, or isn't it Venezuela that basically you could buy have to fill this room up to buy a burger? Isn't it right?
Venezuela?
I think
$1 million Venezuelan dollars could buy you an apple.
Yeah.
It's something absolute insanity.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Iconic Crypto Nick Trading. Thank you very much for the super chat. $20 Canadian, which I've been converting Canadian enough now to know that is $15. So thank you so much, Nick. We'll get you on the wheel there 15 more times. We appreciate you. He says, give a shout out to my boy Big Al, who's staring at me from across the site right now in his hoe, wondering why he's working while I'm watching you guys.
So his co-worker's just working, and he's like, hey, bro, when are you going to get on here? And he's like, hold on, I've got to watch some YouTube.
I think it's interesting that he's on a job site up in his hoe. No. That was a terrible, not family-friendly joke. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, but it felt appropriate at the time. But yeah, shout out to Nick. Thank you very much for the super chat. Again, you'll be on 15 more times. I'll get you loaded up onto the wheel. We will be spinning that later. For those of you wondering, we can't actually pull up the game right now. We will have it obviously tomorrow, but we're at a different site, and we got to.
Dude, the bank offers start off at like $400 now after the conversion, right? Because if people haven't been paying attention, we converted the numbers. Now the lowest offer is $25. The lowest number you can win is $25. Right?
Oh, okay. Yep.
So even with $1, $2 super chat, you're already like 20 something Xing your money, right? With $25. The highest is $2,900. So the bank offers start
at like $400.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be fun. I'm looking forward to. Listen, I hope that somebody comes on tomorrow and just absolutely kills
takes the
it.
first bank offer and just jumps off the show.
We're like,
take 400.
We're like, hey guys, good to see you. I put in $10 of super chats. I am 40x my money. Have a nice day. And we're going to be like, we had a show.
Of the show.
We had a show to do, but apparently we're just giving away money here.
In that case, we'll just play out the game. Say maybe in the future.
Yeah, you could have done. We could make them feel either great.
You could have won $2,900, but you only took.
You took the 400. Yeah, we'll play it out and make them feel all the stress, or they'll feel really good or really bad about it. All right, so smash the like, guys, if you haven't already. Again, hey, check us out on Twitter, Crypto Wars OG. We're trying to keep people up to date over there, really active and just trying to engage with the community there. So if you're not following us on Twitter, make sure that you do that as well. All right, Jamie Dimon. A lot of you have heard me talk about the banks in general, specifically Chase. I have
he was recently somewhere important, right?
Who, Jamie Dimon? Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he talking congressionally somewhere?
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Isn't that what you were getting at?
No, it wasn't.
Oh no, oh, my bad.
No.
I thought you were getting
it wasn't at all. So tell it.
Well, the guy, right, was out there. The guy, right, was just out there casually talking with Congress, saying, "Hey, if I was the government, I'd shut it down. That's a bad no for me." But apparently, he's got his own token.
Yeah. So we do
his
have
token's good. Bitcoin bad.
We do have an article. Where I was going before we got to the article. I was going with a lot of you have heard me talk about the banks and specifically Chase and how they do a lot of things in the background. I was talking to the Uber driver this morning. I had a TikTok/YouTube that did really well about a story at Chase. I'm not going to do that again. But ultimately, I was telling the Uber driver how we used to be able to float checks. Back in the day, you could take a check. For those of you that are younger, I could write it to Crusader, knowing that I didn't have that amount in my account. Okay. But I knew that it took like 3 to 5 days to post. And I knew I was going to get paid tomorrow. Right.
There's a famous movie about that, right?
About floating checks?
Yeah.
What is it?
Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes. A great movie, by the way. Yeah. And so we used to be able to do that. Well, effectively what these banks have been doing, which is absolutely criminal, is they're effectively floating your money when they say, hey, it's going to be 10 days before this hits your account. Well, exactly, before it hits your account. No, I know somebody that's up pretty high in Chase, not going to, dime him out. But ultimately, he told me, like, hey, I probably shouldn't admit this, but we are actively making money.
They're buy, sell. Oh no, you heard that meme coin? Buy.
Yeah.
Sell.
Yeah, they're hustling on the meme coins in the background. So ultimately, what I'm getting at is they have been playing these games with your money. And now, not only do they want to play games with your money and continue to control and play these games, but they just want to out and out lie to you while they're involved in the space. I'm going to pull up this article real quick. But hey, Mike Lowry, $5 super chat says,
let's go.
I'll take some more spots. Thank you very much, Mike, for the support. We'll get your name on there 5 more times. So give me a minute. I'll do that while we're pulling this article up. So Jamie Dimon, which one is it? Which one are we going to do here? Here. Yeah, here we go. All right. So, backwards mouse. That's my fault. That's totally my fault. Crypto is for criminals. JP Morgan has been fined $39 billion, $39 billion with a B, and has its own token. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon is being hauled over the hot coals by the crypto community on X after claiming Bitcoin and crypto's only true case is to facilitate crime. He said the only true case, their use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, money laundering, and tax avoidance. Dimon said in a hearing before the United States Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs on December 5th, if I were the government, I'd close it down.
Wait, let's pause there real quick.
Okay.
Weren't these the same people that got caught literally like 5 to 6 years ago with a huge freight ship full of cocaine?
Yeah, also the same people or the same person that ultimately was saying that he would fine all of his employees or fire them if he caught them buying Bitcoin and he was in the background loading his bags.
Buy more.
It's absolute insanity, dude. It's absolute insanity. Rules for thee, not for me. All right, but crypto pundits quickly pointed out the hypocrisy in Dimon's statements, highlighting that JP Morgan is the second largest penalized bank, having paid $39.3 billion in fines across 272 violations since 2000, according to Good Jobs' first violation tracker. About 38 billion of these fines came under Dimon's watch, who's been CEO since 2005. Talk about a freaking hypocrite.
Listen, look at that. 39 in total. Right, since 2000,
and 38 of it was him.
He took over in 2005, and 38 billion was his. So the bank was somewhat squeaky clean with only about $1 billion or so in fines. He comes over, and he's like, "Let's jack those numbers up, baby."
I mean, look at it. This statement says it all. Jamie Dimon is in no position to criticize Bitcoin with this sort of track record, said Van Eck, who noted that banks worldwide have paid $380 billion in fines this entire century. So, dude, this guy is literally single-handedly trying to take down his opponent, right, by talking absolute trash about him while in the background loading up on crypto. They've got their own freaking token. So they're saying that, hey, crypto's for criminals. By the way, we're criminals. Like, what are they saying?
Let's get Evan's take. What do you think about that?
It's typical stuff. You see all the same institutions, but the JP Morgan's especially the main one that does this crap. Like it's all criminals, don't buy. Meanwhile, I'm buying. They try to manipulate. It's all manipulation just to get their bags, but it's bullish for it. I mean, yeah.
Dude, I think the reason why they do this is because, or the reason why the banking system doesn't shit on the banks for doing that is because they can make money because of the fines, right?
Yeah.
The government, right, can fine these banks all these billions of dollars. They're like, yeah, give us more money, give us more money. So keep doing illegal stuff because we're making more money, baby. So the government actually want them to stop doing, because if they stop making crime, then they stop making money. But with Bitcoin, if you do illicit activities, they don't make any fines because they ain't got nobody to fine.
There's nobody to fine.
So there's like, oh, Bitcoin very bad here, very bad, no bueno, because we can't make money off your crime.
Yeah.
But the banking system, keep doing your job, keep making crimes because you're paying the bills.
Yeah, and then on top of that, the reality is they are able to just turn on the printing press, right? So when there's no printing press for Bitcoin, so they're like, we've got nobody to fine. We've got no way to fire up just a benign press over here and just get more money. This doesn't sound like a good idea. We have no more manipulation tactics in our back pocket. That's really, I think, what it comes down to. It's they're realizing that they are losing control over the system that has made them so wealthy and given them absolute. Think about it. Mortgages, for example, right? That was sold to the people back in the 50s. The American dream was sold because they needed it. They needed something to sell you to be able to loan you money, right? Now they look at Bitcoin and they say, wait a minute, we don't have anything to do with this directly. The only thing we can do is hold it. And if we hold it, the price needs to go up for us to make money on it. How do we play this? And they're trying to take it down as opposed to capitalizing on the uptrend, because if it gets too crazy high, they know that a bunch of, criminals like me and you and Evan have Bitcoin.
Alleged criminals.
Right. Alleged criminals, right? It's a very good point. It's a very good point. I'm like, a bunch of criminals, like me. And
I don't know about you,
no,
but alleged.
No.
So digesting there, what you said is basically Bitcoin is the true version of the American dream, and what they sold us before was
but it's not their American dream.
It's not their American dream. It's our American dream.
It's our American dream, our opportunity to be able to step forward in life without having that chain that's holding us back, which is the banking system. We've said for a long time, BYOB, be your own bank, be your own bank. Well, they don't want you to be your own bank. That's scary to them, because now all of a sudden they aren't the ones that are making interest. They're going to have to get on board, though. I really believe that they're on board from the standpoint of they're buying, they've got their own token, they're doing things in the background to get involved. But I think that they're going to have to full on get in and start doing Bitcoin backed mortgages. I think they're going to have to do it, because the institutions going over to the ETFs, it's forcing them to do it. Oh, yeah.
Remember, when was that? That was in what event were we at? We were here in Miami.
We were here. We were in Wynwood. I remember that.
But I don't remember what the event was.
It was a crap coin event.
Yeah, but why were we here? Oh, was it during Bitcoin Miami?
Yeah.
Okay,
and it was a crap coin.
Yeah. The realtor that basically was talking about how he helps people that make money in crypto use that money to then buy real estate through like the mortgage system. Because right now, if you go to a bank and you tell them, hey, I've got $500K in Bitcoin, they're like, well, you don't qualify. We're not going to buy you the house.
Yeah.
But he helps you with that transition to help the bank, or he works with certain banks that he's helped figure out, like, yes, this works, this money is, and it qualify you to get you the mortgage.
Yeah. And it's crazy too, because the next article that I want to touch on here, and we'll just touch on it because ultimately we've been talking a lot about JP Morgan, talking about Chase. JP Morgan may also apply for a spot Bitcoin ETF. You don't say. You don't say.
We don't like it, but we want to make some money.
That's right. We want our opportunity. You guys need to let us in on the action. Oh, wait a minute. No, we don't want in on the action. It's only for criminals. It says, while the recent increasing optimism that spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved has led to nice increases in Bitcoin and altcoins, a new claim has been made about ETFs. At this point, Nate Garassi, host of ETF Prime podcast and president of the ETF Store, an independent investment advisory firm specializing in ETFs, said that JP Morgan could surprise the market by applying to the US SEC to launch a spot Bitcoin ETF. So, Crusader, we talked about this actually at breakfast earlier. I think that they rely, and Evan, I think you'll probably agree with this. I think that they rely heavily on the idea. I think that they rely heavily on the idea that the people that know about crypto are hip to this, right? They know that they know the game that's being played. What they're relying upon, in my estimation, is all the people that don't know crypto, the people that are scared of crypto, the people that aren't educated on crypto, that they're going to hear the news, right? Just like the news will toss out information they know isn't true and just plan on people, oh, yeah. Like, I heard it here, and then it's got to be true. I think they're just relying on that idea for those people to stay lost and stay out of the system. Do you guys agree with that?
100%. Yeah, I mean, they ultimately want to make it. That's kind of how it is. They view it more of as a zero-sum game. They know some people will, when you have more of these articles, like, even though it's negative crap sometimes, like, any attention is normally better than no attention. There's always going to be, things that people say negatively about. If we look at gold ETF, even back then, people were probably saying negative stuff about the gold ETF back then. There's always going to be that type of thing. So it's a lot of manipulation, but I mean, I don't think you need to be a complete genius to realize like what they're kind of doing here.
Yeah.
I think you guys, it didn't take us too long to kind of realize it, looking at those two different articles.
How do we overcome this, Crusader? Because ultimately we do want and need people to continue to come into the space, to adopt Bitcoin, to believe in what's happening. Yeah. How do we overcome all of the just bad information or just the flat out lies that they're telling?
It's education, right? The whole thing is they're using fear tactics to keep you away from even looking at something. Well, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, if he's saying it's bad, I should listen to that figure of authority because he definitely knows more about finances than we do. So I'm not going to touch it. I think you need to overcome that mindset and say, okay, he doesn't agree with it for whatever reasons he stated. Let me go do my research. Let me go find out what Bitcoin really is. Let me go understand it and see if I come to the same conclusion that he does. And if I don't, figure out what is it that sticks out to me that he doesn't like about it, right? And then it's just education. You got to overcome the fear or the authority figure that is telling you, do not do this, when in reality, you should probably be looking into it yourself. And that's kind of like almost everything with the government. They tell you something, you can't just take it at face value. You have to take a step back, be like, okay, maybe you're right, but let me go do my own research, figure it out. And if I come to the same conclusion, then we move forward, but not just, okay, I'll take your word for it. Sure, why not? And just keep on minding your business, because that keeps you away from seeing behind the curtain and seeing how things actually work.
But the problem with it is people are lazy. And people...
That's what they rely on. They rely on your laziness.
I know. Right? They rely on people to just take it at face value and not actually move forward and look into it. You'll have people, you see like a lot of the TikToks and the YouTube shorts and things of that nature, and they'll ask people like, why do you not want to vote for this person? Or why do you want to vote for this person? And then they'll literally regurgitate something that they saw in the news. They'll be like, that's great. When did that happen? Or where can where did that actually happen? Or can you show me any proof of that happening? They're like, that's the answer. And they're just stuck. And so they're relying on that to happen with our money as well, which fast forward, once the adoption of Bitcoin, which it's happening, but once it actually is in full effect, that's when they're really going to kick in and push on that narrative, I think even harder, because now they need to sell everybody on the CBDCs, because that is going to be where they're really going to grab and manipulate control while still having control, like while trying to make people feel like well, we're, in this digital age and this is a really good thing. And like, I've heard good things about crypto and Bitcoin is accepted. So this has got to be great. And I think people have no idea what's coming for them. 1 second before you answer, before you say something on that. Iconic Nick Crypto keeping me busy today. I'll put it in there. $10 super chat, $10 Canadian. Thank you very much. We appreciate your support. Says the sheeple need to wake the F up. Yes, you are correct. All right.
Dude, Iconic wants to be on Flippin'
I know.
Hollow tomorrow,
We're trying to put them on for sure.
Flippin' Hollow. Remember, guys, last chance today to put in your super chat to get on the wheel for tomorrow's $2,900 opportunity at Flipper Hodl. It's that simple. So all I was going to say was, I think this is their tactic on to load up their bags, right? Meanwhile, they can keep people out of Bitcoin, out of crypto. It gives them a chance to continue load up their bag. They know eventually it's going to, overtake. It's going to be that adoption is going to come in. And like you were saying about the CBDC, I personally think they're going to back their CBDCs with their Bitcoin bags. That's the only way they can say, hey, this has some level of value, because the fiat system of just infinitely creating money forever clearly doesn't work. It's being demonstrated right now. Obviously, this is not going to happen in 2 years, 3 years, or maybe even 5 years. This is possibly,
you think they're going to back the CBDC with Bitcoin, with something that they can't control?
It's going to be.
Who says they're going to back it at all?
I believe.
I think they're
for sure. They might not, right? But I would believe that at some point down the line, after the dollar has its true catastrophe and it does fall, every government in the world is going to want to have something. The new world reserve asset is going to have to be backed by something more than just a good promise. And I think
you would hope. That's what the BRICS.
They're gonna be. It's gonna be like the U.S. dollar. It's gonna be what China did. It's gonna be the same thing. Probably.
See, it's something that we've talked about.
But the BRICS nations are moving over to hard.
They're moving over to
hard
gold.
Backing.
They're moving to Bitcoin. They're moving to these things, right?
You don't think the U.S. will do that?
The U.S.
It'll take time
for the U.S. to do that. That would be admitting that they're not really the world power anymore, and that their currency is not the world reserve currency anymore. They want to keep the trust in the U.S. government. I don't think they would do that.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah. But if they don't want to lose the reserve asset status, if they create a CBDC and they back it with Bitcoin, I think that's how they can keep other governments confident in them. Like, it's still our dollar, our CBDC. But we're putting even more faith into it by putting Bitcoin, right? You no longer have to trust. You don't have to take our word for it.
Oh, toss it back in their lap. Hey, don't trust us.
Yeah, here's the proof of work, right? Here's the proof of work. It was backed by Bitcoin. Because something we've talked about on the show
That's an interesting idea.
It's a pendulum effect, right? Things have swung so far into, the left, right, that there might be a big right movement eventually down the line in the future generations of younger kids. So same thing is happening here with money. We've gone so far one way with the creation and manipulation of money. We have like the Argentinian's new president. He's trying to get rid of central banking, right? And he's trying to bring everything and back it with Bitcoin, just like El Salvador. And I think that level of movement will come with future generations of possible politicians. Obviously, there always going to be some level of scumbag, but I think that mindset is going to have to switch back in place if they're going to want votes.
Ooh, that's a really interesting idea. I see the idea behind like them saying, "Hey, don't trust us." Like the
trust the proof of work,
trust the work in it. But man, that would be them though. You're right. Admitting that they're willing to at least let go of some form of power. Now, that being said, I think the United States government might hold as much, if not more, Bitcoin than anybody else.
Yes, they do. They hold a ton of it.
And why else would they do that?
And that's why it makes sense, right? It's like, hey, we'll still do our global transactions in our CBDC US dollar, but they're backed by Bitcoin as well, right? So that's where I think the play goes, and the adoption kind of symbiotic relationship begins.
Man, I look forward to them, possibly doing that. My question then becomes, if they were willing to do that, how steady would Bitcoin need to stay at that point? Because it's got to be a while before that happens, right?
Yeah, for sure. We're talking about an idea that's probably like 15, 20, maybe even 30 years away from happening.
It would be like gold, I feel like.
Yes, exactly, right. Bitcoin, we're talking about, there's thoughts about $500,000 Bitcoin right now, which would put it at like a $9 trillion market cap, right? Backing it as the world reserve asset, it's going to be in the trillions and trillions of dollars at that point of a market cap, Bitcoin isn't going to be having a 40-30% crash, and is not going to be having 3, 4, 5x in a bull cycle. It's going to be Bitcoin, and that's where it goes back to the conversation from earlier in the show. Everything's going to be in Satoshis at that point, right? It's no longer going to be Bitcoin. So them loading up on so much Bitcoin now, 40 years down the line from now, they don't need to print any more money because all the value is stored in Bitcoin, and they have so much of it, they can have enough Satoshis to make all the global transactions possible.
Ooh. Well, the XRP family is going to be sad. I'm not going to lie. I've talked about it a lot. I got my XRP bags. I'm waiting for them to, do their thing. But they're going to be really sad if it's not the world reserve currency. So
it's not going to happen.
I know. I've said,
it's the banker's coin that no banks use.
Bitcoin, I do believe this, and I've talked about this a lot, where the numbers with XRP, not to get off to a sidetrack, but it's kind of the same thing that we're talking about. I never believed that they would allow a company that is not government controlled. They would allow to actually take a reserve status. They would allow Bitcoin, I believe, first before they would ever do that.
I've been converting him, boys. I've been converting him.
Doesn't mean I don't still want to see some big numbers out of XRP. And I told you, if the numbers get big enough, I'm not going to be the only one sitting on the beach with my old fashioned. You know what I mean? I'm going to let all sorts of people in on that beach action. If it, $50,000 a coin, which some people have said. I mean, I'm already giving TikTok like $2 billion if that happens. Remember? I don't know if you remember that commitment, but
guys, 5 more minutes to send in your super chats to get on the wheel before we spin it, and it's all over. Your opportunity for 2,900 is out the door after that.
XRP is the best stable coin ever. What the Evan? Yeah, no, I struggle with the idea that the government will ever allow it to happen, but I hope that it does.
But I think they're just going to come to a point where they have to, not because they want to. It's just there's no other option.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. How do you believe, without a new world reserve asset, without a new reset of some kind, can the United States continue in the trajectory that it's going?
Well, they can't.
But they can't undo it. They can't stop spending now.
No.
So we have to continue down this road until we hit the wall.
Do you want to know what I believe? I believe that I wouldn't be surprised. You guys remember the fog around the world that they pushed on everybody and were telling people, whatever.
There's a new fog forming now.
I know. So I would not be surprised to see some sort of a attack happen. An event that basically all the world leaders have agreed upon, right? Wiping everything clean and effectively them presenting it in a much different fashion, and almost the Great Reset ends up being like a real deal, like reset, where they're hey, everybody in the world, hey, all the debt is wiped clean. We're ready. It's all fake freaking money at this point anyway. So let's start the freaking thing back over, baby.
You tell me my Amex is good to go again?
Yeah, right. Yeah, ours too. Swipe. I don't know. Smash the likes if you have not already, Crypto Fam. Caffeinated Crypto.
Let's go.
Said, app, please. Thank you. $10 super chat. Let me toss you onto the wheel 10 more times. Caffeinated Crypto. We appreciate you for all of your support. Crusader, why I put that on there. Yeah. You want to tell the people what we are planning on doing, how we're planning on doing this tomorrow?
Well, we're still figuring that out as we go, because we haven't even seen the place that we're going to be at tomorrow.
But what are we hoping?
We're hoping to have this luxurious mansion
we've got that.
Ourselves.
We've got that.
With a huge, beautiful studio with all the potential of mics and computers.
All the potential.
And all the craziness.
Maybe they'll give us a mic or two.
So that we can stream Flip and Hodl tomorrow. Have you guys come on. Whoever wins today, come on tomorrow. So make sure that if you are the winner and you're here, don't leave. Jump into our Discord. We'll pull up the Discord link here in just a minute. Jump into our Discord, contact us, and get us ready to go with you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. live on the show so you guys can play for your $2,900 opportunity. So there's the link. Click into it if you're not in the Discord already. And if you are the winner, contact us.
Yep. No, we appreciate everybody's support. There's the Discord QR code. If you have not already, make sure to jump into the Discord. If you were somebody that has given us a super chat in the last few days, we appreciate your support. We appreciate everybody's support. You could be anywhere on a Thursday afternoon. You're hanging out with us, right? Doing a little bit different. Evan, thank you again for having us over. Yes, sir. I think that it is time to spin this wheel.
Let's get it.
Oh. All right, so for those, So for those of you that just as a little final reminder here, for those of you that don't know, we've got a game called Flip or Hodl. It's a mix between Deal or No Deal and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, in which you're opening cases for money, answering questions in between for multipliers, and that number is getting exponentially bigger until somebody takes home the fat bag. And we've been taking in super chats to be able to get on this wheel now.
Oh wait, Iconic just sent in another 10.
No, I got that.
No, it just came in.
No. Oh, no.
Just came
yep,
in. Yeah.
He did. Okay, Iconic Nick. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna add you on here. I'm just gonna put your name as Iconic at that point. It'll be quicker to type.
Making sure he's got his last entries there at the last minute.
That's
guys.
right.
This is it. Keep it to work, baby. Send in those super chats. Send in those super chats. Let's see Nick break out a freaking sweat here, typing as fast as he possibly can. So we can spin this wheel.
Iconic. We appreciate your support.
Back and we got like another 20 super chats.
Iconic sending 10 more Canadian. We appreciate you. So, all right, that's it, guys. It is time for the spinning of the wheel. The wheel is coming up right now. Thank you guys again. This person, reach out to us in the Discord. Oh my gosh.
Crypto Pollo, $10 more, please. Let's go. 10 more.
We'll go Crypto Pollo. All right, hold on a second. Now you're gonna have to talk about something for a second because I gotta tell you.
That's fine, dude. I'm excited to see where this Flip or Hodl game takes us in the near future here. Right, we're at 2,900. This is gonna be the third game. If we continue in this trajectory, whether it's by Christmas time or not, at some point we're gonna be giving away tens of thousands of dollars to somebody, which means multiple ETHs here, guys. We're talking about an ETH crypto, right? Eventually, maybe if Bitcoin's price stays sideways for a bit of time, maybe it can even buy you a full Bitcoin. That'd be wild. I got a full Bitcoin from Crypto Wars on YouTube for sending in a $5 super chat. How crazy of a story that is. 20 more Canadian dollars, baby. Let's go. Let's put Keeper to work.
Oh, Iconic Nick, dude. I tell you what, I'm rooting for you at this point. You have got me working for sure. That is 20 Canadian dollars. That's 15. Oh, shit. 15 more
difficulties.
15 more entries on the wheel. I'm doing it right now. Boom, boom, boom.
No, the whole wheel is just going to be iconic everywhere.
Iconic. Yeah, he is all over the place on here.
Let's go. Come on. Send in those super chats, baby. Keep it to work.
We're never going to get off the stream today. I'm going to be putting in super chats for the rest of the day. And actually, I'm not complaining. This is ultimately one of the ways that you guys can always support the channel. So thank you guys very much for doing that.
I just want somebody to win big money.
Well, we've got
this next show. $400 is on the line on the first bank offer. $25 is literally the worst amount of money you can take from this show. We got another. Go up a little bit. Is that another super chat? Go up a little bit. Oh no, okay.
That was Iconic,
hold on. It's caffeinated and
Oh no.
Caffeinated and Clay the Great.
For the culture, baby. Let it ride. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Keep it to work here.
Caffeinated and Clay the Great. Give me just a second here. I'm doing it.
Make as much money as you can now with this game. When the bull market's back, it's go time.
When the bull market's back, it's going to be absolute insanity because all of the companies are going to be jumping all over this thing. It'll get absolutely wild. We'll have tons and tons of people in here. We've got what? What do we have?
Tons of money to give away.
We got 100 people in here. We're gonna have tons of freaking money to give away.
Talk about 100 people. I hope we have 100 likes. Smash those likes as you're sending in those super chats.
Yeah, smash them, baby. We definitely need that. That's another Clay the Great. That was the other one. That is another way that you can always support.
You guys have enough time before we flip back to the main screen. If there's no more super chats to Clay the Great, we're closing it out. But if you send in another one, This is your time.
Now is your time. Clay the Great, I'm putting you in right now, brother.
Hurry up, guys. Hurry up. Almost done.
Crypto fam, we appreciate you. No doubt. This is fun.
This has been one of the funnest segments that we have, for sure.
I am loving it. I'll tell you what.
Dude,
All right.
It's crazy. Look how tiny those names are. On the
All right.
wheel.
I know. Somebody.
Oh, another $5 Canadian. FOMO buy, baby.
That was iconic Nick again, wasn't it? I think he likes to just likes to.
That's like 5 pennies in US dollars.
I think five actually is going to be $2. I'll put him on for 3 just in case, to be safe. Actually, it probably is $3 and some change.
Yeah, the whole wheel is just iconic.
The whole wheel is iconic. All right,
scroll up, make sure you didn't miss any, just to be sure. All right, cool.
I think that's it. All right, thank you guys very much for all of your support. We're gonna spin this wheel.
Let's go.
All right, let's do this.
Unless somebody sends another super
Next, just again,
you better hurry up. And
game plan is tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be doing the thing. Hey, are you able? Oh, it tells us. I was gonna say, are you able to zoom on yours? Like, because my wheel, I can double tap on. But here we go.
We need a telescope just to
see
the name.
Drum roll, please.
Come on, baby.
Here we go. All right. Survey says
Clay the Great, dude, coming in at the last minute.
Clay the Great,
$10 super chat.
Clay the Great, congratulations, bro! You came in last second. Now I think he was already on there, as I recall. I remember typing that in.
Oh, was he? Okay.
I think so. But Clay the Great, you are the man, the myth, the legend. I'm assuming you're a man just because you said Clay, but I guess, it's 2023.
Clay can be molded in many different ways.
Clay, let me put the QR code up again for you again, just to make sure. You need to jump into the Discord, and what we're going to make you. We have a way to make you verify, Clay. We want to know that it's you, so we'll have you verify.
Process.
Yeah, we got a very strict, stringent verification process. Well, it is because it's going to work. Yeah.
But jump into the Discord, hit me up, just at me in the Discord, and we'll get in touch for tomorrow.
Yeah, at BlockchainCrusader, and we will make sure to. Where am I at here? What happened here? Yeah, and we'll make sure to get you set up for tomorrow. Now, Clay the Great in the chat, tell me, congratulations first of all, you'll be coming on tomorrow. Oh, Clay the Great said it's ma'am. Just kidding. Clay the Great, are you available tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Let me get a yay or a nay from you just to make sure. We want to make sure, obviously, that you're available for it. Don't worry, we're not going to kick you off if not.
Hit this real quick.
Oh yeah.
This happened yesterday.
AJ said, shout out to you. You're a great trader. He was complimenting you left and right. Wasn't talking trash. He said he wants some one-on-one action.
Yeah, so Market Cypher versus Market Cypher.
We told him you hadn't lost yet, and he's like, I want some of that action. He said, Market Cypher versus Market Cypher. He's a really good trader. Clay the Great's available.
Let's go.
So Clay the Great, you can come on if you don't have a computer. You can come on your phone. Yep. So that's fine. We will get with us. Send us. Hey,
just contact us on the Discord
at BlockchainCrusader or at CryptoKeeper in the Discord, and we'll give you the information, and then we will rock that out. So, dude, congratulations! Super excited to have you on tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's it. Again, one more time. Thank you. High fives all around for having us over, brother. We appreciate it. Crypto fam, we love you. Again, you could have been anywhere on a Thursday, but you're hanging out with your boys. We're going to take the elevator down here in just a minute. But until then, question everything.
Trust nothing.
And until next time,
hot. Like it's hot.
We will see you soon.